How do I get a license to buy cars at auctions? Car auctions are no longer limited to rare and expensive models. More private buyers are turning to car auctions to find reliable rides for cheap. You probably have heard that you need a special license to bid at auctions, and have been asking, how do I get a license to buy cars at auctions? This is only partially true. You can still buy cars at auctions without any license. You might have known that car dealerships make a tidy profit by buying used cars at auctions for relatively little, then repair and resell them for a higher price. Naturally, bypassing those dealer markups and getting your hands on a used car at auction yourself sounds like the perfect plan. That's the right direction, but before heading off to the nearest auction, you will need to understand the different types of car auctions, the rules and requirements associated with each, including whether a special license is needed and how do I get a license to buy cars at auctions? Whether auctions are the right place for you, plus important notes to avoid getting tricked into buying a lemon or a junk. Understanding types of car auctions. When you want to shop for a used car, you can go to a dealership or buy from a private seller, or buy at car auctions. This last option is becoming more and more popular among private buyers, and for a number of good reasons. The most important advantage is the price, because you can get a much better deal than going to a dealership, where you'll have to pay extra for dealership markups, overhead fees and a host of other expenses. In addition, car auctions offer a greater variety of vehicles than your ordinary car dealership and compared to private sellers. These auctions involve a great number of scrutinizing eyes, so the likelihood for scam like odometer rollback and other problem masking is lower. When you can avoid paying a dealership's markup on a car while having a lot more options, why not go for it, right? You'll want to learn the different types of car auctions, and whether you need a special license to buy from one. We'll discuss the process for obtaining such license further below in the next section. 1. Public car auctions. As the name implies, a public car auction is open to almost any shopper with cash or approved financing and does not require a license at all. How do I get a license to buy cars at auctions? There are public and private auctions. Government auctions. Government auctions or police auctions include county and city vehicles like old police or service cars, buses, utility trucks and more. These auctions also sell impound cars that have been confiscated because of traffic violations and crime. With this type of auctions, the quality of the vehicles tend to be decent. However, you will face fierce competition from car dealing experts who understand the value of the vehicles on the block and also have the mechanical capabilities for inspection and repairs, including exporters, used car dealers, taxi companies, and other private buyers. Public auctions. These non-government public auctions include fleet sales from individual dealerships, local municipalities, larger governmental agencies, and those Mecum and Barrett-Jackson events that appear on television. This category also includes online public auctions, that is, most of the vehicles offered on websites like eBay. More and more private buyers are turning to public car auctions, both online and offline, to hunt for a great deal. And public auctions used to be a safe place with ample reliable rides. Unfortunately, today, for all the deals available at car auctions open to the public, many lemons could be lurking as well. Also, your chances for landing a salvaged car that sustained major damages from accidents, and thus deemed to have lost their whole values, are greater than ever. Experts suggest that the only people who should go to public auctions are those with exceptional eyes and mechanical inclination that can really see the true worth of a vehicle and can return it to workable condition. One important note is that at public auctions, you're only allowed to visually inspect a car. If you can't detect potential problems or negative signs by eyes, and if you can't fix it, a public auction is not the ideal approach. Online auctions like eBay are an entirely different beast, and through the use of independent inspection services, may even be a safer bet. However, if you don't have the expertise, it's probably best for you to visit a dealership. That said, with the research, preparation and a discerning eye, and probably an accompanying expert, you could drive home in the best steal of your life. List of Japanese auto auctions. Japanese cars, how to read auction grades and inspection reports. 2. Dealer car auctions. Dealer auctions or private auctions are restricted to licensed car dealers. These auctions are where car dealers get their stock to fix and then resell at a handsome profit. The offerings here include low-mileage models from major rental companies, automakers' lease returns, and those cars and trucks that other car dealers couldn't sell quickly. Dealer auctions are the dealer's last resort, as they prefer to sell to individual buyers first. While local public auctions only offer a relatively limited number of vehicles at a time, dealer auctions avail buyers to hundreds or thousands of vehicles. Due to the level of expertise of the buyers, the quality of the vehicles at dealer auctions is typically much higher, and usually include many new or like-new vehicles. Of course, the offerings are also usually more expensive than at public auctions, but they are still much more affordable than at the dealership. This is why many private buyers are eyeing these private dealer auctions and wondering, how do I get a license to buy cars at auctions? Just keep in mind that cars bought at dealer auction are also subject to extra auction fees and transport costs, so the low hammer price isn't what you're paying. Strictly speaking, to take part in a dealer auction, you would need a dealer license that proves that you are a registered and authorized car dealer. If you only want to buy yourself a new car, obtaining a license is not easy and also not at all cheap, so it is definitely not worth the troubles to get one. However, if you still want to secure a good deal from a big pool of good offerings, there are lawful ways around this restriction. We'll answer the question, how do I get a license to buy cars at auctions first, then discuss the way you can go to a dealer auction without a license further below. A certification required in many states to get a car dealer license. To get a dealer license to buy cars at auction, the first thing to do is to visit your state's Department of Motor Vehicles (DMV) website, where you'll find specific rules and regulations, which vary by state. In general, you'll need to submit an application answering questions about you and your dealership business, and pay an application fee that can range from $50 to a few $100s.